Hey, did you see that IRFC, the Indian Railway Finance Corporation, is going to declare a second interim dividend today?
Oh, right, I did. I mean, that's pretty interesting, especially with how the stock has been behaving recently. It's a Navratna PSU, right?
Yeah, exactly, a Navratna. So I'm curious, what's with this stock's performance lately? I saw it's down like 7% in the past month.
Well, actually, if you look at it, it's had a bit of a roller coaster, down 22% year to date and 30% in the last 6 months. But it did give a multi bagger return of 330% in the past 2 years. So it's had its ups and downs.
Wow, 330%? That's huge. But a dividend could be a good way to attract investors again, right? What's the deal with this dividend announcement?
So the board of directors is meeting today, March 17th, 2025, to consider this second interim dividend for the financial year 2024. 2025. It's all in that regulatory filing they made.
Gotcha. So if they approve it, when would people actually get the dividend?
Okay, this is important. They've set a record date for determining who's eligible for the dividend.
Okay, and that date is?
That record date is March 21st, 2025. Keep that in mind.
March 21st, 2025. Got it. So if you want the dividend, you have to be a shareholder of record by then. What does record date even mean exactly?
Good question. The dividend record date is the day the company finalizes the list of shareholders who will receive the dividend. It's tied to the T+1 settlement cycle, so the ex date and record date are the same.
Okay, that makes sense. So same day for both. I guess everyone should mark their calendars, right?
Exactly. And it's also worth noting that IRFC was awarded the Navratna status.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. That's a pretty big deal, isn't it?
Absolutely. It signifies their financial strength. They had revenue of over 26,600 crore rupees and a profit after tax exceeding 6,400 crore rupees as of March 31st, 2024. They're now the third largest government NBFC in India.
That's impressive. So being a Navratna, does that give them more opportunities or something?
It definitely does. It gives them greater autonomy and flexibility in making financial decisions. And, it's a recognition of their importance in funding Indian railways.
Speaking of funding, I read that they've been instrumental in financing the expansion and modernization of Indian railways, about 80% of their rolling stock, right?
You got it. And they were also the first CPSE to issue a 30-year tenor bond in overseas markets. Pretty innovative stuff.
Definitely. So it's not just about the dividend, it's about the bigger picture of IRFC's role in the Indian economy.
Precisely. They're expanding into other sectors too, like power generation, mining, and even hospitality. They're not just limited to railway financing anymore.
Diversifying the portfolio, huh? That sounds like a smart move. I guess they're trying to capitalize on the infrastructure growth in India.
Absolutely. The CMD and CEO of IRFC, Manoj Kumar Dubey, mentioned that they're committed to providing cost-effective financing solutions for railway projects.
So all in all, despite the recent stock dip, it seems like IRFC is in a pretty good spot, right?
I think so. The Navratna status, the dividend announcement, and their expansion plans all point to a positive outlook despite the recent market fluctuations. But remember, disclaimer, we advise investors to check with certified experts before taking any investment decisions.
Good point. Always do your homework. Hey, before we move on, if you're enjoying this discussion, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more insights.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk a bit more about this dividend. I mean, why is this dividend declaration so significant right now?
Well, a dividend can be a good way to reward shareholders and show confidence in the company's financial health, right? Especially when the stock price has been a bit wobbly.
Right. And it could attract new investors who are looking for stable income. Plus, for existing investors, it's a little something extra to look forward to.
That makes sense. It's like a thank you for sticking with them through the ups and downs.
Exactly. It's a tangible return on their investment. Now, on the topic of investments, let's not forget our disclaimer. It's always wise to consult with a financial expert before making any investment decisions.
Always a good idea. So, besides the dividend, what else should investors be looking at when it comes to IRFC?
Well, definitely their financial performance. Keep an eye on their revenue, profit margins, and asset quality. And also their expansion into new sectors could be a game changer.
Right, that diversification could reduce their reliance on just railway financing. But it also introduces new risks, right? So When
True, they need to manage those new ventures effectively. And of course, any changes in government policies related to railways and infrastructure could impact them.
So it's a mix of opportunities and challenges. But overall, IRF seems to be positioning itself for long-term growth, especially with the government's focus on infrastructure development.
Precisely. And as India aims to become a $10 trillion economy, IRFC is set to play a significant role in mobilizing resources for infrastructure growth and modernization.
Exciting times ahead, it seems. One last thing. What about the tax implications of this dividend?
Good point. The company mentioned that dividend income is taxable in the hands of the shareholders, and they are required to deduct tax at source, TDS.
Okay, so shareholders need to make sure their tax details are up to date with their depositors, right?
Exactly. They need to update their tax residential status and PAN with the relevant depositories. And if they hold shares in physical mode, they need to furnish those details to the company's registrar and share transfer agent.
Got it. So everyone needs to do their homework to avoid any tax-related surprises.
Absolutely. It's all about being informed and prepared.
This has been a great discussion about IRFC. Thanks for breaking it all down for us.
My pleasure. Always happy to share some insights. So, what are your thoughts on IRFC's future prospects? Are you bullish or bearish?